fix of facts and spicy sides.
From breaking headlines to backroom whispers, all served hot and fresh. Happy Thursday! I'm Monique Tuzon. Glad to have y'all with us.
I'm Mai Rodriguez. This is the Daily Dish.
And I'm Chal Lontoc. Join us in the next hour and a half where the news meets the stories that matter to you. And what matters now is our health.
Yes,
Today's a very
it's all about health and
forward,
wellness,
yeah.
especially since there is a super flu going around.
Everybody's sick. Like literally everybody I know is sick.
I think it's been here since the holiday season.
It's been here since
right?
like November,
So
which
what
is crazy.
constitutes from a flu moving up to a super flu?
I think
That's
this
a
is
great
about the
question.
duration
There we
of
go, yeah.
when you are sick. It's now longer. Sometimes people have it for 3 weeks.
So
I had it
Yeah.
for like a month. When I was sick in November, I literally had the flu for a month. I thought I had pneumonia, but it's just the flu.
Or sometimes, you know, what people don't realize is that because we forgot about testing already for COVID, sometimes
Yeah.
it could be that
Miss
as well.
Rona is coming back.
And also,
oh my
I
gosh,
think-
not Miss
Rona.
Rona.
People are neglecting the face masks. That is very important these days, especially if you go to crowded places.
Yeah,
right?
especially during the holidays, we're all in big crowds. But actually, I was at the mall a couple days ago. I've been seeing a lot of people wearing masks now, so people are being more vigilant about it.
Oh, that's good.
So that's
Especially, I want to
good.
see more of those in bus terminals or even airports. where
Airports
we-
places,
especially.
yes.
Like those are super spreader
Which
places.
is so nice because, you know, for other neighboring Southeast Asian countries, it's just a common practice even before
To just wear
COVID
a mask.
happened.
Especially in Japan, right? You were just
Japan,
there.
Taiwan, these are common things. So now in the Philippines, we're seeing hopefully more and more people using it, not just for themselves, but also so that they don't infect other
Yeah,
people.
but it's not just masks, guys. It's also washing your hands
That's
and like
true.
alcohol. Actually,
That's
guys,
true.
alcohol is not enough. So you always have to wash your hands. You have to sing happy birthday.
birthday.
That's the rule.
30
Like,
seconds,
I am such
right?
a
30 or is it
germaphobe.
20 is enough.
Depends how fast you sing happy.
Yeah, it's like happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you.
Okay, but also, you know, there's people are back in school. The kids are back in school. To parents out there, if your kids are sick, make sure they stay at home as well, so they
Yeah.
don't infect other kids as well. This is a big topic, for all the
Super.
moms out there. Like they want their kids to go to school, but also, you know, if they're sick, it infects the entire class.
I
So-
know.
And not just the class, because those kids
It
bring it
goes
home
around
to
the
home
entire
too.
school even.
Yeah, and they bring it home to the family. So like a lot of my friends, they got sick because their kids brought it in, and then the whole household is sick.
And kids also infect adults faster.
Oh,
did you know
I
that?
did not know that.
Yes.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yes, it is
Wow,
true.
child dropping some knowledge today.
A lot about health and wellness. Also, because our guests for today have a lot to do with health and wellness.
I'm so excited. We
That's
totally need this.
Very important too because it's about time that we talk about this. We kickstart your wellness journey during the new year. It's 2026, right?
So we're going to be talking about nutrition and diet. Oh my gosh, it's a
Something
sign.
that we need to all do. Don't ask us what we ate in the makeup room before coming here. We'll just tell him our guest. So who's our guest?
We have our specialist, VJ Drueco, who will be joining us. So if you guys have questions, put them in already. We're very much live, so we want to hear from you guys. I know that diet and nutrition is a must-talk for all of us.
Yeah, and if you guys have any questions that we probably wouldn't think of, let us know so we can ask those taboo questions while we're doing our interview. But apart from that,
Yeah, we mentioned this tomorrow, recalibration as well.
Yes.
You maybe have to think about your nutrition, your sleep, how much are you getting, and also it's like your lifestyle.
and we definitely need that. 2026, like all of us should be in that mindset like of recalibrating. And you know who's gonna help us? Our next guest, JP Mallo, who is the co-founder of Energë Wellness. So he's gonna talk to us about mindfulness and all that good stuff. There's a lot of different topics we'll talk about, but I'm excited.
We have mind, body, and soul today here at the Daily
Yeah,
Dish.
Very important things to talk about. But first, let's have the headlines. In today's headlines, the Bureau of Internal Revenue files a multi-million peso tax evasion case against the owner of controversial government contractor Wow Builders. The local government of Albay pushes for the declaration of a state of calamity in the province as volcanic activity in Mayon intensifies. U.S. President Donald Trump orders the country's withdrawal from various international and UN entities. And later in the show, we'll speak with health and fitness gurus VJ Drueco and JP Mallo on how to kickstart your wellness journey this 2026. Stay tuned for that. Our top story today, more criminal cases filed against a contractor connected to a ghost flood control project. Lyja Bonzo is reporting to us live from Manila. Hi, Lyja. So tell us about the charges this time against Wawa Builders.
Mai, for an estimated tax deficiency amounting to 48.39 million pesos, the Bureau of Internal Revenue filed criminal complaints against Mark Alan Arevalo for the sole proprietor of Wawa Builders. Around 9 a.m. today, the BAR arrived at the Department of Justice. The BAR said the complaints are in connection with a ghost flood control project in Malolo City, Bulacan. Records indicate that the project was awarded in January 2024 for a contract amount of 77.20 million pesos. Wawa Builders collected a total of 72.37 million net of withholding taxes in 3 tranches from March to April 2025. However, a review by the Commission on Audit and the BAR's own physical verification found that no riverbank protection structure was actually constructed at the project site, despite reports indicating 100% project completion. With this, the BAR complaints allege that Wawa Builders committed tax evasion and failed to supply correct and accurate information in its filing of income tax and VAT returns for the first and second quarters of 2024. With this filing, the BAR has now filed a total of 13 criminal complaints linked to anomalous flood control projects with estimated total potential tax liabilities of 8.92 billion pesos under investigation.
Lyja, there are so many suspected ghost flood control projects. Is this the first of many more to be filed?
Yes, according to the BAR, their investigation is ongoing. And in fact, just a quick update on the 13 filed cases, the BAR said that the DOJ is also continuing its preliminary investigation on these cases.
Thank you. Lyja Bonzo reporting to us live from the DOJ in Manila. The Agriculture Department launches a transparency portal to monitor farm-to-market roads, which has been plagued by corruption. Paolo Barcelon joins us from the DA office for the details. Hi, Paolo. What more can you tell us?
My Bureau of Agriculture and Fisheries Engineering Director Christy Pulido says the portal will serve as the agency's transparency initiative for the development of farm-to-market roads and will allow the public, government, and civil society to closely scrutinize the status of FMRs, which will now be handled by the DA. Pulido says for 2026, different modalities of accomplishing these projects will be allowed, including projects directly handled by the DA, partnering with local governments, or even public-private partnerships. Agriculture spokesperson Arnel de Mesa says the DA will eventually have the capability to implement the projects as regional agricultural engineering offices will be established to ensure that a unified standard for farm-to-market roads will be adopted throughout the country. Calls for these measures have been adopted due to the prevalence of ghost and incomplete flood control projects, many of which were first exposed on the Bilyonaryo news channel. Pulido says the full rollout of the website is eyed by next month.
Paolo, will the DPWH still have some form of control over the construction of these roads, or will this be purely handled now by the DA and possibly other local governments?
Great question there, Mai. The DPWH may be tapped by the Department of Agriculture in places where they might be needed. For example, in the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region, where it could be possible that the DA might team up with other government agencies, particularly the DPWH, to ensure that these projects are completed on time. And just like what I mentioned earlier, there will be possibilities for, let's say, local government units or public-private partnerships to ensure that these FMR projects will be not just closely scrutinized, but also completed within their intended target dates. Mai?
Paolo, since FMRs are usually scrutinized for corruption, what other measures is the Agriculture Department rolling out to ensure that public funds will be spent more judiciously in these farm-to-market road projects?
Well, spokesperson Asik de Mesa mentioned earlier in the press briefing also that there will be a more standardized costing, for example, when it comes to farm-to-market roads, and that these farm-to-market roads will be constructed in a more flexible manner. For example, this will depend on the topography, this will depend on the location, whether we need a 5-meter or 3-meter road, and that this will be one of the many other steps that the department is eyeing to try and ensure that these FMR's projects will be implemented properly and with proper costings as well, to ensure that public funds are properly spent in the development of farm-to-market road projects. Mai?
Thank you, Paolo Barcelon reporting. In other news, the Albay governor is pushing for the declaration of a state of calamity in the province due to Mayon's unrest. On Bilyonaryo news channels at the forefront, Albay Governor Noel Rosal cautions that a prolonged volcanic crisis could force the province to tap its calamity funds. He cites past eruptions where recovery efforts previously stretched for several months.
Magre-request na tayo kasi nakita ko kahapon nagbit kami ng P-box with this overnight activity of the pyroclastic flow. Makita mo naman sa picture talagang bumalik na yung 1978, ganito yan. That took us almost 8 months na ganyan, na talagang hindi natin pwede baliwalain.
Rosal says sustained rains mixed with Mayon's pyroclastic density current, or uson, may cause lahar flows in surrounding communities. He adds the local government may need to expand evacuations, covering residents within an extended danger zone of up to 7 to 8 kilometers from the volcano.
When this escalates, you're talking about 50,000 to 70,000. Wow. Mas marami kasi ang nasa extended, no? Yung mga nasa 8, 7 to 8. Almost siguro 8 local governments na, 8 localities na involved dyan.
Still on the increase in activity on Mayon volcano, which has been raised to alert level 3 2 days ago, PBOC says in the past 24 hours alone, more than 100 rockfall events were recorded. Let's get more details from Pierre Pastor. Hi, Pierre. What's the latest?
Hi, Mai. We had an eruption of the Mayon volcano in Albay yesterday, though PBOC assured that it was not that critical. The area felt a volcanic earthquake. There were 162 rockfall events recorded, o yung nagtitipak-tipak na part of the lava dome. 3 of these rockfalls caused pyroclastic currents, where one can see volcanic gases down the slopes. The PBOC says that the eruption yesterday is similar to the Mayon eruption in 2023, which they call an effusive activity or a quiet flow of lava, and has reached 2 kilometers. It is far pa naman daw from the 6-kilometer radius permanent danger zone, though fast daw talaga itong flow, about 60 kilometers per hour. Pero itong flow yesterday, 2 kilometers lang ang inabot. Dr. Paul Carson Alanis of PBOC says that since it erupted in 2023, about 3 years ago, most probably it has not accumulated much strength to give a bigger explosion. That is why it's just quietly releasing lava. He also mentioned that the government of Albay is very ready for any eventuality. Evacuation centers are in place in case, and securing the 6-kilometer danger zone is strictly observed. Meanwhile, there was a 6.4 magnitude quake in Davao City yesterday at 11 a.m. na may lalim na 16 kilometers, and the origin was tectonic. The highest intensity recorded was intensity 5, and the epicenter was in Manay, Davao. Aside from Davao Oriental, also affected were Davao del Sur, Surigao del Sur, and Davao del Oro. It was also felt in Cotabato, Sarangani, Camiguin, Leyte, and Misamis Oriental, Dinagat, and South Cotabato. Damage is expected, though thankfully there were no casualties. 175 recorded aftershocks. So far, only 5 of these were felt. That's the latest here in the Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology in Quezon City. Back to you, Mai.
Per, just a quick question. Going back to Mayon, has the PHIVOLCS talked about possibly raising the alert level to 4?
Not yet at the moment, but we will get an update later, Mai.
Right, thank you. Pierre Pastor reporting from the PHIVOLCS headquarters. The Office of Civil Defense in the Bicol region says authorities are now preparing for the alert level in Mayon to be raised further following its recent activity. OCD Bicol Regional Director Claudio Yucot told Politico Nightly that almost 1,000 families from 13 barangays in 2 cities and 4 municipalities have been evacuated from the 6-kilometer permanent danger zone. The OCD assures the public there is enough evacuation centers and facilities should the volcano's unrest intensifies.
There is always that possibility na mag-alert level 4, but we are prepared. Yun nga, pag mag-alert level 4, we will extend the danger zone to 7 up to 8. Abot siya ng 79,000 individuals, but we are prepared for that.
In other news, say goodbye to self-promo projects. Senator Erwin Tulfo warns lawmakers that with the new budget, they're watching every peso and flashy nameplates won't cut it. Hannah T is on the line for this story. Hi, Hannah.
Yes, my politicians who continue to plaster their names on hospitals, classrooms, and other public buildings should be suspended. This, as Senator Erwin Tulfo did not mince words as he calls this practice disgusting, as the anti-EPAL provision under the 2026 national budget is set to take effect. Tulfo said public funds do not belong to any politician, and there is no justification for lawmakers to insert their names or faces on projects funded by taxpayers' money. He said this culture of self-promotion is exactly what the anti-EPAL safeguard in the new budget is meant to stop, and he is pushing for a permanent law to end it, especially on prohibiting politicians to be present during aid distribution. With the 2026 budget now signed into law, Tulfo said the real work begins in making sure every peso is spent properly. He admitted that the country is coming from what he described as a wasteful and anomaly-ridden 2025 budget, which is why he supports the creation of a joint congressional oversight committee to watch how funds are actually implemented on the ground. The senator said oversight should go beyond paper reports. Lawmakers, he said, must conduct inspections, check big-ticket projects, and verify whether infrastructure, irrigation, and flood control projects are really completed and not just declared finished on documents. On the controversial unprogrammed appropriations, Tulfo admitted he signed the 2026 budget with reservations. While he agreed with President Bongbong Marcos's decision to veto most of the unprogrammed items, about 92 billion pesos, he questioned why such funds were included at all, given that the government is already running a deficit and relying on borrowing. Still, he acknowledged that lawmakers have the right to question the legality of unprogrammed appropriations before the Supreme Court, and he said he personally understands the concerns behind such a challenge. Senator Amy Marcos earlier alleged that the 2026 budget continues to be pork-like, especially on the presence of ayuda programs, but Tulfo says AIX, MAIFIP, and TUPAD, these are necessary, especially after back-to-back typhoons last year. He also clarified that MAIFIP has expanded access to private hospitals, addressing gaps in public hospital capacity. This after Senator Amy Marcos accused that these soft pork items may be used to lobby for the impeachment of Vice President Sara Duterte. Mai?
Hannah, Senator Tulfo is the vice chair of the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee. Now, is there any update on the next Blue Ribbon hearing, and what will they be focusing on?
Yes, Mai, actually looking ahead, Tulfo said the next Blue Ribbon probe on flood control is expected soon after the session resumes. That's about last week of January. He said they will assess if the so-called Cabral files should be part of the investigation. The files which allegedly obtain names of proponents of DPWH info projects that are allegedly used for kickbacks. Back to you, Mai.
Thank you. Hannah T. reporting. The number of Jesus Nazareno devotees for the traditional pahalik continues to rise as Traslacion 2026 draws near. Andrea Salve is joining us on the phone for an update. Andrea, what are the final preparations, and has the crowd at Quiapo Church increased at this time?
Mai, I'm at Quirino Grandstand as a queue of Jesus Nazareno faithfuls eager to touch the image has reached Katigbak Drive. According to latest data from the Manila Police, the crowd estimate at Quirino Grandstand for the traditional pahalik is now at 10,000. The line this year is equipped with tents. There is a designated priority lane for senior citizens, pregnant women, and persons with disabilities. So far, the flow is smooth, and as per NCRPO's latest assessment, the pahalik remains organized. 900 police personnel are currently manning the area. NCRPO Chief Anthony Aberin says their deployment is subject to change depending on the crowd number. Once that Traslacion starts early Friday morning, at least 3,000 personnel will be added to ensure a safe and secure gathering. He also disclosed that around 700 to 800 Jesus Nazareno devotees from the police force were allowed to practice their faith tomorrow, guaranteed that they will help in securing the Traslacion. Besides the pahalik queue, there's also a buildup of crowd at Burnham Green. Many have already laid their tarpaulins, bringing their umbrellas with them as they wait for the Misa Mayor later at midnight. Mai.
Andrea, are there any last-minute reminders for our devotees?
Yes, Mai, sabi ni NCRPO Chief Aberin kanina ay sundin yung mga guidelines at panatilihing organisado yung Traslacion. Yun lang naman ang kanya sinabi dahil ayon sa kanya, hindi na nga nila mapipigilan. Once the Traslacion starts, hindi na nila mapipigilan yung pagdami o pagbuhos ng crowd talaga na susunod dun sa andas. Kaya ang paalala lang nila ay panatiling sumunod sa mga guidelines na sinabi at panatilihing mapayapa ang religious gathering. Isa sa pinakamalaking religious gathering sa bansa. Mai.
Maraming salamat, Andrea Salve, reporting to us from the Quirino Grandstand. Congressman Edgar Erice doubts whether a new impeachment case against Vice President Sara Duterte would prosper. On Bilyonaryo News Channel's On Point, Erice suggests there could be less support now among House lawmakers than in the previous Congress.
I think by February 6, the Makabayan Bloc will file. Yun yung kanilang advocacy, di ba? Yung intelligence confidential bond. So, tingin ko magpa-file sila. Pero, ang hindi ko lang alam kung they will gather enough support. Kasi 2028 elections is just around the corner.
Should the complaint move forward, Erice adds, an impeachment case against President Bongbong Marcos could also be possible.
Kung susuportahan ko yung impeachment before BP Sara, dapat ay tingnan ko rin kung may impeachable offense si Presidente. Kasi kung titingnan lang namin yung isa, ano na yan, parang partisan, hindi para sa bayan.
President Marcos orders a general amnesty on employers and self-employed members who failed to pay their PhilHealth contributions. The president says this is part of the government's efforts to help provide better healthcare services to Filipinos.
Natusan ko po ang PhilHealth. Gagawa tayo ditong taon na ito, 2026, ang tinatawag naming one-time waiver para sa interest ngayong taon 2026. Bibigyan natin mga employer na isang taon para mabayaran na lahat ng na-miss contributions mula 2013 hanggang 2024. At ito po ay palagay namin sa kalkulasyon namin, ito ay makakatulong po sa mga 300,000 na mga benepisyaryo. Hinihikayat din natin ang ating mga employer na i-update na ang lahat ng information ninyo at magrehistro i-rehistro ang mga empleyado ninyo sa yaman ng kalusugan o yung ating tinatawag na YAKAP program.
Coming up next, we'll speak with elite fitness coach, nutrition and diet specialist VJ Drueco on promoting a healthy lifestyle this new year. Don't go away. The Daily Dish will be right back.
Hello, welcome back to the Daily Dish. Now, 2026 is something that we are all recalibrating, and pursuing a healthy lifestyle is everyone's goal at the beginning of the year.
And of course, a lot of people are just coming back from the vacation that they had, and eating a lot is part of it. So to give us advice, joining us now in the studio is elite fitness coach, nutrition and diet specialist, no other than VJ Drueco. Did I get it right?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. Drueco. Okay, good afternoon, VJ. Are you ready to shed some light? I was going to say shed some pounds, because that's what I need to do.
Basically, this is going to be Charles one-on-one with you. So that's what we're going to do.
So we'll start off with you.
Yes.
How long have you been doing this, getting involved with health, being in the wellness industry, and your specialties as well?
Yes, so I've been in fitness industry for 14 years now. So I'm an athlete myself, and I was able to help thousands of people through their fitness and their diet plan.
And what's your specialty when it comes to like workouts and when it comes to nutrition planning?
When it comes fitness, it's all about hardcore bodybuilding fitness, because I certainly believe that is the most powerful tool to build muscles and lose fat at the same time.
Bodybuilding, like the competitions?
Yeah.
Like the ones where, wait, let's sample. Let me see if...
Are you going to do it?
No, I'm not going to walk up. Hold on, am I on camera? Because when they do the thing where, right, when they...
Oh!
Yeah, you know what I'm talking
Like you
about?
do the
Like that.
posing and
Yeah, the
flexing.
pose, like
Okay.
when they go like
Momo,
that.
3, 2, 1, go.
But there's nothing to flex. But yeah, that's the one, right? You're
Yes.
talking about.
Oh my
So why
gosh.
specifically, why bodybuilding? What's the difference with bodybuilding versus all the other workouts that's so efficient and that works?
So let me give you an example. This is just like my own opinion. A lot of people are being hyped in cardio, like swimming, running,
Right.
walking, whatever it is. For bodybuilding, however, okay, it's not just you lose muscle, not just you lose weight, but you are building muscle as well, which is very important because if people heard the word sarcopenia is a condition where each and every individual are losing muscle 3 to 5% per decade, right? So as per research, majority of the older people in the hospital, nasa hospital sila not because of their sickness or illness. Nasa hospital sila simply because they fell, right? Why they fell? Because they have a weak muscle. And that is what we are trying to avoid in the nearest future, for us to have a better and stronger version of ourselves.
There's a lot of truth to this about needing to gain muscle, especially as you grow old, because we lose muscle.
Exactly.
But if you don't mind, what I really want to know is how to lose fat, how to lose the weight. And I'm sure a lot of people can relate to this. As funny as it sounds, coming from a vacation,
Yes.
especially during the holidays,
Yes.
you have endless parties here and there.
Not just the vacation, like just the holidays in
The
general.
Noche Buenas and all
Non-stop
of these.
eating every day.
You gain weight so fast. Why does it
Yes.
seem like you gain weight so fast, but you lose it so slow?
Yes. So let me answer it like
Like step
per
by step.
dot. All
Okay,
right?
okay.
So when we eat, all right, of course we consume calories, right? The thing is, for every movement that we do, whether it is like normal chores, whenever you do exercise, okay, it is very small amount of calories yung nababurn natin. Unfortunately, hindi natin namamalayan for every time that we eat, even like a small liquid calorie and about dressing salads, matataas yung mga calories niya. Alright? So, hindi natin namamalayan na yung nababurn natin is less than those calories that we eat. Kaya mabilis nagigain yung isang individual.
This is me.
Interesting. I'm like, yeah,
This is me.
Especially the liquid, I felt that. I was like, not me with my iced lattes every day.
Every morning.
Like 3 times a day, OMG.
Kasi one of the common misconception of people, nag-workout naman ako, nag-cardio ako 30 minutes, 45 minutes, 60 minutes. So yung number one mindset, especially us, deserve ko yan.
Oh my God,
without
see?
even realizing na yung i-consume nating calories is more than the calories we burn. So that's the very important thing. We have to be mindful for everything that we eat, whether if it is like a dressing or mayo or whatever it is. We have to be mindful.
I'm just gonna drink my Bilyonaryo water.
It has special powers. But wait, okay, so let's talk about eating, because you said mindfulness. So are you pro tracking everything we eat? Because that's a daunting task. I've seen my friends, as in everything they eat, drink, they have to, hold on, I gotta track this, I gotta track this. So are you for that?
For me, yes. But sometimes, since I've been doing it for so many years, I'm not doing it like in a day-to-day basis. Memorize na nung body ko. Pero that's what I do with my clients as well.
So it's really calorie counting for you. Because as a nutritionist and diet specialist, any particular diet or form of nutrition or way of eating that you actually promote that is effective, huh?
Yes. So as an elite fitness coach and a nutrition diet specialist, there is no such thing as best diet. Okay, for me, there is no best diet. The best diet for me is the diet that works for you. Remember, we are all different. Okay, we have different body types, we have different kind of work, job, everything. Okay, just because this diet works for me, it doesn't necessarily mean that it will work for you. That is why
But how do I know what works for me?
That is the reason why you need to hire a coach, fitness coach, so I can help you.
So a specialist, okay.
I'm actually curious, would you call like keto, what other diets are there? All the other different kinds of diets.
Paleo?
The paleo diet.
Yeah.
There's a lot, right? Would you consider them fad diets?
Somehow yes, but not every diet works for an individual.
Okay, so it just depends.
Okay, but just really quickly for all our viewers there, no? So just so they don't get confused. When we say diet here, it's not just about losing weight. Diet is actually anything that you put in and eat.
Yeah.
So it's the way that you eat. So usually kasi we relate diet or dieta, as the Pinoys call it.
I was like, Jetta?
Jetta, as the Pinoys call it.
I've never
to
heard
just
of
losing
that.
weight. So diet is really just intake of food. Okay. Moving off the food topic, more on now the exercise that you actually also do and promote with your clients. What is the type of exercise that you would actually suggest to people out there? Let's start off with 30s.
Okay.
Women and men in their 30s. What is something that they should be doing right now?
Yeah, especially since our metabolism is lower.
Slow-
Like, it's
yes.
slower and lower. It's harder to lose weight.
Slower and lower.
Like, oh, I need it.
Yeah, so for me, I strongly recommend to do resistance training where you have to use weights. That is not only to lose weight and body fat, but also to strengthen our muscles.
What's the difference when you talk about bodybuilding, strength training, and resistance training? I feel like they're all the same.
Almost,
They
yes.
What are
yes,
the
same.
differences? Like, what are the minor differences?
So resistance training is about progressive overload, where you have to, of course, number one, consistently train. But for bodybuilding, it's like bodybuilding is the style itself. Okay? Where you have to put like a kind or type of exercise for every day that you do.
Okay, and what about for those who are in their 40s? How many days or how many days, how many times do they need to exercise in a week? What is your recommendation? 40s and 50s na rin, pagsama na natin.
Okay. So whenever a client with those ages ask me, well, my best recommendation would be 3 to 4 times a week would be fine.
Okay.
Of resistance training.
But when we talk about nutrition, because nutrition, like we talked about earlier, it goes hand in hand with training. When you think of bodybuilding, building muscle, any of that, you have to be protein heavy.
Yes.
So your diet, when you talk about bodybuilding, strength training, resistance training, what should your diet look like then?
I always prioritize protein, okay? Because protein is the building blocks of muscles, okay? One of the common misconception of people whenever they want to lose weight, build muscle, I have to train like 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, like that. Unfortunately, people have to accept the fact that no matter how much you train, no matter how hard you train, if you are not eating enough, if you are not eating right, if you're not hitting your protein, your protein goals, the result would be very slow.
So in the simplest way you can explain it to us and to our viewers possible, what is the rule of thumb just for everyday eating without having to think about the food? Like how much protein should we have versus carbs versus vegetables?
Okay, so without doing the math, so for carbs, the ideal, this is the standard, okay? It's the size of your palm. That's the carbs.
Does it include my fingers?
Right?
No, just the palm.
Good thing I feel like I have a big hand, so
Well, actually, when you go to fast foods, the rice that they serve is actually, di ba, quite small. So palm size pa rin
I go to
yun.
the only rice. Only rice tayo, girl.
Alam na. Okay, so for carbohydrates.
For carbs, yes.
Okay, carbs here.
For protein, it's the fist size.
This is my
Protein.
steak.
Wait, like
Yes,
close like
protein.
this or like...
Can you do this?
Like, wait.
Mo and I
Let
do
me add a
this.
bit more protein.
Again, let me clarify.
Daya.
This is the standard. It
Just to
depends.
estimate things,
okay.
just to keep it simple. Yeah.
Yes, it depends on the requirement of the person.
Okay.
For
Carbs, protein.
And then for fats, it should be a thumb size.
That's it?
Wait, what? When you say fats, what are these?
We are talking about the good
OMG.
fats. Kasi
That's
for
so
us, when we heard the word fat, we are talking about crispy pata, lechon. It doesn't work like that, okay? When we talk about fats, we are talking about the good fats, like the olive oil, the almonds,
Butter?
coconut oil, butter, yes.
Okay,
And
butter.
actually ghee. I think ghee
Ghee
is
is,
healthier. Wait, hold on. What about like Wagyu beef? Does that count as good protein with good fats?
Yes.
So that's
yes,
here, not here.
Yes.
Where do you no? So, okay, I just want to review. Carbs, protein, fats. How about the sweets?
Wait, we haven't touched on vegetables yet, girl.
Oh yeah, fiber.
For fiber, it would be the same.
Same.
It would be the same. So, kasama na siya dun sa plate mo.
And what would be a
own-
good portion for those? For
I feel like
fiber?
veggies is like unlimited.
I would recommend like the same size of carbs.
Okay, more or less like carbs also. This is doable. I love veggies.
But when it comes to protein, what proteins do you recommend? Because like bacon is protein. Like,
Well-
can I eat bacon? Right? Wagyu's protein.
There's a lot of sources like eggs, chicken breast, fish, pork lean, right?
Lean.
And even-
Okay, so
and
lean is
then,
the key word.
beef.
But when it comes to beef, what kind though? Because there's so many
Lean
different
part.
kinds of
lean
steaks.
Part. Yes,
Okay.
should be lean.
Lean. Okay.
And what about for those of your clients that were able to reach the success that I dream of? Can you
You'll
share
get there.
Can you share their story? Because I think that would be very inspiring for all of
Yes.
us, especially this January, to be able to jumpstart our fitness journey. Can you share some of the success stories that you've had?
Okay, I have so many, but I don't want to name names. So I have this client. She's a wife and a mom. She loves to travel as well. Unfortunately,
Is this me?
I know, as a child, OMG.
I haven't gotten to the success part yet, so yes, go ahead.
You're almost there.
she loves to travel. All right, but when she turned 40, doon na nag-start yung, I don't wanna say problem, I wanna say discomfort whenever we are traveling, right? So, she approached me, Coach, I want to be healthy, I want to be strong enough, but more than that, I want to enjoy life, right? And given, so correct. So, I trained her, gave her diet plan, nutrition diet, then after 3 months, hindi lang siya lumakas, nag-build ng muscle, and at the same time, she's enjoying life each and every day with their family. So, that's the best thing that I can advise to each and every one of us. Kasi some of the people think, di ko naman kailangan mag-workout, di naman ako athlete, hindi naman ako magbe-beach. Well, actually, there's more than that, okay? Lifting weights is more than just building muscle. Lifting weight is preparing your future self for your family as well. Not only for you, but for your family as well.
But realistically, Coach, when we talk about the different body types and how long it takes for a person to see results, because sometimes that's where people also give up, right?
Yes.
When they've been working out so much, but they don't see the results.
Yes.
Typically, let's run through the body types 1 and 2. Can you give us like a timeline of when to see the results?
Well, to tell you honestly, that question is not answerable by yes or no. I mean, because it depends. It depends if first, number 1, like what you've mentioned, the body type, and then if you will follow the nutrition plan, because the nutrition is number 1.
Well, so what are those body types?
We have ecto, meso, endomorph. So those are 3 body types. So if you notice, sorry, I just wanted to bring this up. May mga taong, bakit ganun? Isang grapes lang yung kinain ko whole day, parang lumobo na ako. There are some people na kumakain like a mountain of rice, pero they don't gain weight.
No, I do.
And it's not just swerte or lucky. There is a reason for that.
Does it come in the body type?
It's
yes,
genetics.
Exactly. It's genetics, yes.
Okay, a lot of people, when you say bodybuilding, lifting weights, we think we're gonna get bulkier.
Yes.
How do we avoid that while still gaining muscle?
I'm sorry, avoid.
Avoid
Getting bulky.
bulkiness, especially for women. We don't really want that, but we want to feel strong and we want to have strong muscles, of course.
Yeah, so in order for you to get fit, generally, in order for us to get fit, we have to lift weights and to eat proper nutrition, right? So for those people na natatakot na, especially for women,
Yeah.
I want to lift weights, I want to be sexy, pero I don't want to be bulky like men. Don't be afraid, okay? You're not gonna get bulky. Hindi ka mag-turn like into a Hulk or a muscle. You just make sure you are doing the proper training, proper nutrition, magiging toned yung body.
That's what we need. We definitely need that. So we'll definitely
Toning.
call you after the show.
Yes, please. Yes, please. Please, please.
So now we're gonna do something fun, right, Chal?
Yes, we're gonna be doing rapid fire. In my head still is me wanting to ask you, how do I lose 20 pounds? But first, these questions that you need to answer quickly. First thing that comes into your mind, all right? This is rapid fire with you. First question, best workout for beginners?
Body weight,
Favorite healthy snack?
yogurt,
Cheat meal?
stale chicken.
Oh, wow, where's the cheat in that? Okay.
Really? Okay, I was like, wow, that's my meal. Okay, intermittent fasting, is that a fad or is it effective?
For some, yes, it works.
Okay, this is quite interesting. Most underrated supplement?
Creatine.
What does creatine do?
Well, it actually feeds your muscle to bring more water into muscle. The more water you have in your muscles, the more you can lift it.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay. Carbs, friend or foe?
My bestie.
Friend.
Friend!
Best friend,
Yay!
Carbs are good.
Yes.
All right, best source of protein.
There's a lot, pero if you ask me, I would choose eggs.
But there's a thing as too much eggs, right? Like a day. How many eggs can you eat in a day?
For an active individual, I could recommend 3 to 5 a day.
Oh, that's a lot of eggs.
This reminds me of Gaston and Beauty and the Beast
I
with
know.
all his
3 to
eggs.
5.
All right. Average time a person should exercise daily.
45 to 60 minutes would be fine.
Okay.
Sorry, 4 to 5 minutes?
45 to 60.
45. I was getting excited.
She's like 4 to 5 minutes. Girl, that's just the warm up. Chal got excited. Aww. Okay, minimum hours of sleep needed.
For me, 6 to 8 hours would be fine.
Okay.
Okay, one tip for discipline. This is much needed.
For discipline, people keep on talking about discipline, but you have to understand that not all the time, not every day you're disciplined. But the best thing that you can do is to have consistency. Because even if you're not disciplined on for this specific day, but if you keep on doing what you love, if you keep on doing it with consistency, that's the best thing that I can advise
I guess
everybody.
just show up.
Yeah,
Just
literally.
show up. Okay. And
our
because this is the
last
daily dish.
question. Yes, so we're gonna tweak it a bit. If you could serve a healthy daily dish every day,
Yes.
so we can, stay consistent, what would it be?
Protein source, chicken. For carbs, it's either sweet potato or rice. A lot of fibers, like from veggies and fruits.
Wait, but when you talk about chicken and sweet potato, are you talking about like steamed? Like how
Not
do you
necessarily.
cook this?
Not necessarily. You can have, we are Pinoys, right? We love to eat. We
Fried
can,
chicken. Pwede ba yun? Pasok ba yun?
not
Chicken pa yun eh.
chicken, yes. Pero remember, it's if you gonna fry it like with oil, well,
It has to be
walang-
thumb.
I'm gonna put this much oil on my...
So that's our daily dish.
You can use
na.
air fryer.
Chicken,
Okay, there we go.
sweet
Air-
potato,
Yeah.
and our veggies on air fryer.
An air fryer.
But what I
Air fryer is
normally do, if you cook it with non-stick, you don't need to put any oil. Like a non-stick.
Yeah.
Yes.
Noted. Well, thank you so much. We learned a lot,
Thank you.
especially Chal. She has
Yes.
more questions after the show.
That's true, that's true. Once again, thank you so much, elite fitness coach, nutrition, and diet specialist, VJ Drueco.
Thank you so much.
Yes, and coming up, we have world, sports, and entertainment news. The Daily Dish will be right back. Welcome back to the Daily Dish. Topping our world news, the United States moves to exit from dozens of international bodies under a new presidential memorandum. In an order dated January 7, President Donald Trump directed all executive agencies to withdraw from international organizations, conventions, and treaties deemed contrary to U.S. interests. The list includes more than 60 entities, such as the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change, as well as multiple UN economic and social bodies. The State Department is tasked to oversee implementation as the review of other international commitments continues. The U.S. military seizes another Venezuela-linked oil tanker in the Caribbean. The U.S. Southern Command says the Panama supertanker M. Sofia, which is under sanctions, was intercepted before dawn on January 7 in Latin American waters. The vessel was described as a stateless, sanctioned dark fleet tanker and is now being escorted to the U.S. after an operation by the Department of War and Homeland Security. The seizure follows a separate U.S. action against a Russian-flagged oil tanker also linked to Venezuela.
Venezuela signals a push for energy deals under its new acting president. During a meeting with the National Assembly in Caracas, Delcy Rodriguez said the country is open to energy partnerships, citing its vast oil and gas reserves.
Venezuela está abierta a relaciones energéticas.
Venezuela is open to energy relations where all parties benefit, where economic cooperation is very well determined in commercial contracts. That is our position, and the diversity of our energy relations. Venezuela has one of the largest oil reserves on the planet and has the largest gas reserves. Those resources must be at the service of national development, and they must also be at the service of the development of other countries in the world. This is how our oil industry was born, with an export vocation.
She said Venezuela is seeking respect for commercial agreements that comply with international law and is appointing officials to key security and economic posts. Rodriguez assumed the role of acting president following the capture of Nicolas Maduro and his wife in a U.S. operation over the weekend.
Defending champion San Miguel Beer even PBA's 50th season Philippine Cup semifinals after defeating Barangay Ginebra San Miguel with the final score 93-84. Jeron Teng came off the bench and flipped the script in the second half, giving both teams one win each. Don Troliano and Jericho Cruz ignited San Miguel Beer's third quarter rally before Teng seized control in the final period. Junmar Fajardo once again dominated inside with 21 points and 23 boards as the Beermen avoided a 0-2 hole heading into Game 3 on Friday, also at the Smart Araneta Coliseum. Meanwhile, TNT Tropang 5G took command of the series, grabbing a 2-0 edge over the Meralco Bolts following a dominant 109-92 victory. Meralco now faces a must-win as they look to avoid a 0-3 deficit this Friday, January 9 at 5:15 p.m. Filipina tennis phenom Alex Ayala is set to cash in at the Australian Open, making her main draw debut at the season's first Grand Slam. Even a first-round exit guarantees Ayala 150,000 Australian dollars, nearly 6 million pesos, with prize money climbing all the way to 4.15 million Australian dollars for the champion. The Australian Open runs January 12 to February 1, featuring a record 111.5 million Australian dollar prize pool, up 16% from last year and the biggest in tournament history. In Auckland, Ayala and American partner Iva Jovic reached the doubles quarterfinals, knocking out Venus Williams and Elina Svitolina. In singles, Ayala advanced to the round of 16, upsetting Donna Vekic in 3 sets. Ayala next competes at the Kooyong Classic exhibition in Melbourne following the ASB Classic. In the NBA, here's a trade alert. The Atlanta Hawks has traded 4-time All-Star Trae Young to the Washington Wizards for CJ McCollum and Corey Kispert. This as the Hawks underperformed this season with Young on the floor. The trade marks the end of the star point guard's 7+ season tenure with Atlanta.
Hollywood's takeover battle just got hotter. Warner Brothers Discovery has rejected Paramount Skydance's massive $108.4 billion bid, calling it too risky and debt-heavy. The studio says the plan would bury Warner Brothers under $87 billion in debt, the largest leveraged buyout in history. Instead, Warner Brothers is backing Netflix's safer $82.7 billion offer. The fight for iconic franchises like Harry Potter, Game of Thrones, and DC is far from over, and all eyes are on what comes next. Zendaya is adding another milestone to her star power. A new wax figure of the Hollywood actress is now on display at Madame Tussauds, New York, her 10th figure worldwide. The look is inspired by what she wore at a Dune Part 2 fan event in Mexico City last year. The figure took a full year to complete, crafted by 20 artists. Zendaya's spotlight isn't fading anytime soon, with 4 major movies set for release in 2026. Content creator Bretman Rock is spilling some hot tea. He told a podcast where his dislike for actress Vanessa Hudgens comes from. Bretman recalls a pre-pandemic Coachella event where he says Hudgens seemed to avoid him, even though he wasn't trying to get her attention.
Vanessa Hudgens. Oh! I don't like her, like literally. I met her at Coachella and we were there for, we were both there for Sugar Bear Hair. I remembered her talking to him, but obviously I was trying to get his attention, so I'm like waving. I'm like, I forgot his name, honestly. I was like, maybe, let's just say it was Chris. Like, Chris! Like waving at him.
Yeah.
And not at her. And she like literally looks at me and it like tries to hide. I'm like, first of all, I'm not saying hi to you. Second of all, you're not even Mexican. Like, you're not. You're not. You're not.
Hot tea indeed. It's not the first time tension has bubbled up. Back in 2023, Bretman made headlines shading Hudgens during her Palawan visit, calling out her mispronunciation of the province, all while she was being considered as the Philippines' tourism ambassador. The global rise in wellness isn't just a trend, it's a necessity. To explore recovery, intentional living, and avoiding burnout, we will sit down with JP Mallo, co-founder of Energë Wellness, after the break. The Daily Dish will be right back.
Hello, hello. Welcome back to The Daily Dish. When life feels nonstop, how do we truly reset and recharge without leaning on unrealistic routines?
Our guest today believes recovery isn't just a reward, it's a requirement. I believe this too. Joining us now to share practical, real-world strategies is no other than JP Mallo, co-founder of Energë Wellness. Hi, Coach JP. Welcome to the show.
Hi, ladies. How are you? Happy New Year.
So excited. I know.
I got
so
like
calming.
re-energized and just relaxed.
Just
listening.
listening.
To him. Yeah, thank you
Thank
for
you.
coming, JP. This is such a helpful tip, especially with the unrealistic when life is nonstop. How do we make this practical and how do we incorporate all these routines in our busy lives, right, Chal?
Very busy.
Very busy.
Very
Like, that's
busy.
literally us. So this is why we need you.
Yeah, well, you know, I was just talking about this yesterday. I think at the beginning of the year, it can be a little bit overwhelming, right? Everything that we see on social media, we're like, oh, we're going to start a new workout. We're going to do this diet. We're going to do this. It can be very overwhelming. And so what I like to do is set a good intention first. It's all about something that you can do, something small that you can do to start that intention and create new habits. So for me, I like to wake up in the morning before I start doom scrolling and before I start running around.
Doom scrolling.
Doom scrolling on my phone, answering emails. What I like to do is open my eyes, take a deep breath, set an intention, tell myself, what are we going to take on today? What are we going to take on? What are we excited about? Set that morning intention. I'll light myself a Palo Santo before I even, have my morning coffee and slowly start my day. You start to incorporate slow habits, small habits here and there, and then you start to work up to something else. Maybe it's a long walk in the morning. Don't take on those big tasks right away.
Right. They seem so daunting.
Yes, exactly. And then you can be overwhelmed, and then you're not really setting yourself up for success.
So these daily practices that you are talking about and practicing as well,
Yes.
how did they come to be? Because I'm sure there's a backstory to this on how you got into this wellness practice, mindfulness. Tell us about that.
Sure. So I got my start in my career in the entertainment industry in Hollywood, almost 20 years. And 20 years in a corporate landscape, I mean, it's synonymous with burnout.
Right.
And so much of my life was just that, always on the go. Got to respond to the email, got to have the answer before the question is even asked. And when it was about a couple years ago when we decided to start our own television and film development and production company, J Creative Entertainment, we made a promise to ourselves, Justin, co-founder, and my husband, we made a promise to ourselves that we were going to create boundaries and balance in our life. We could pursue the storytelling, we could pursue these ventures around creativity, but we needed to create boundaries so that we could preserve our health, our longevity, and actually have a sustainable practice. And so we started joining run clubs. We started to be a little bit more consistent with our workouts, morning intentions, and not really being too hard on ourselves. So as we developed our production company, we also really made sure to prioritize our health, our wellness, our exercise, and that's really how that was born.
Talk about couple goals,
So
setting
sweet.
intentions together. Wait, shout out first, because
He's
of
so
course,
supportive.
the
His
hubby
other
is
half.
here.
Hey, Justin.
Hi,
we'll have him
Justin.
soon when we do our fun segment because we're going to do like a more in-depth one with you outside of the studio.
Absolutely.
But a lot of people think, you know, with all the wellness popping up last year and especially this year, 2026, it's just a trend.
Right.
So let's debunk some misconceptions why this is so important, especially with our health. You said this is necessary for our longevity.
Right.
Such big words, I could not even like spit it out.
Yeah. Well, you know, I think that there's been a real big paradigm shift. I think coming out of the pandemic, people were really yearning for connection. So much of their workouts were done online, on YouTube, and people really, there was this sense of loneliness. And that really started this craze around the car-free Sundays, the run clubs, because people wanted this sense of community. And I don't believe that it is a trend. I actually believe that people are just stepping into their authenticity. People are realizing now, especially with social media, the run clubs and communities, they're finding ways to discover that fitness and health and wellness is possible, is accessible. You don't have to be training for a marathon all the time. Right. Fitness can be as simple as waking up in the morning, having something healthy, and going for a leisurely stroll with some friends around the block, getting the heart rate up going, getting the blood flowing, and again, mindful intentions to take on the day and have something positive come out of it.
I like that, Chal, because when he says mindful intentions, it's the longevity, right? Because most of us, we think, I need to lose 20 pounds. How do I do it? Quick, 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 quick. And it's not sustainable. So I like what JP's reminding us.
That's me.
It's slow movement.
No, I like it also because the entry point is so easy that it makes you want to just get there already.
Right.
You know, do things, make it every day and consistent, like what we talked about earlier on. Okay, what about some common mistakes when it comes to recovery, being mindful, and self-care? Is there even such a thing as common mistakes?
Well, again, with social media, we see things that are on our feed and like, oh, we have to do this 12-minute cold plunge. Oh, we have to sign up for a marathon.
Those cold plunges are everywhere.
Exactly. Yeah. And I love them. And I think, you know, signing up for races and doing contrast therapy is great, but ease into it. Speak with a coach, speak with your doctor, as anytime you're taking on a new practice, whatever it is, a new diet, a new exercise, always consult with the experts first, because you don't want to bite off more than you can chew, literally.
Right.
And that's really the first step. And the second part is finding your tribe. Oftentimes, you know, we're going to compare ourselves and size ourselves up with people who maybe have been doing marathons for several years and who've been doing triathlons. But the idea is, look, start slow, set the intention, ask questions. Ask questions. You can go to the gym, ask your community leaders, hey, I've been thinking about getting into this. And that's really what we are offering with Energë Wellness, which is, you know, our social wellness club that we launched earlier last year. We want to make sure that it's community forward, community first. Before we even opened the doors to our wellness club, it was all about integrating ourselves into the community, being a resource for them, and really being a guide as people are stepping into their fitness journey, no matter what level they're in.
I love that. And you mentioned there's a lot of different modalities. Let's talk about some that our viewers can already do at home, especially as beginners.
Yes. So a real big practice of mine that I really love and I've learned from such amazing coaches and people that I still work with today is breath work. It is something that is free. We all breathe. And it's something that you can start your day with. So often, especially in a high-paced, fast-paced life, we can sort of wake up in the morning and already our nervous system is kind of shot. We're like, I gotta answer all these emails, I gotta get my coffee, I gotta get the kids ready, I gotta do all these things before I've even got up out of bed, right?
True.
And so waking up in the morning and doing some breath work, some light inhaling for 4 seconds, holding your breath for 4 seconds, and then exhaling is something that we can all do. It's a very, very easy practice. Another practice is setting your morning intentions. It could be as easy as, I'm gonna journal. This morning, I'm gonna open my journal. I'm gonna write 5 things that I wanna take on for today. They can be, I'm just gonna survive today, or I'm gonna walk the dogs, whatever it may be, because you're taking whatever is in your head and you're putting it on a piece of paper. You're making it real, and it makes things actionable. So when you write something down on a list, it becomes this actionable thing that you can focus on throughout the day.
There's even things such as box breathing, but I like what you said because that breathe in and breathe out just makes it again so keep it simple and sweet.
Yes.
So it's easy for you to do
Everybody
every
can do it
day.
anytime, anywhere.
Okay, one word that has been coming up is community.
Yes.
And there's a lot of talk about this online, like having a community is the way to go. But for other people, that could also be daunting, you know.
Right.
They want the connection, but the responsibility to always show up and make that connection with everyone. How do you start off as you enter into a new tribe, into a new community to get into this wellness and mindfulness?
Especially like for introverts as well, right?
Yes.
Just talking
Like
to people.
us, yeah.
Like, you know, we're such introverts. Like, how do we, I guess, melt in with your community, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was the same sort of concern that I had in the very beginning. You know, when you're taking on a new hobby, there's always that fear, right? Will they take me in? Will I be accepted? And there's so many, you know, a lot of the performative communities where like, will I really fit in? Do I really belong? But what I will say is a lot of these really great running communities, the Just Show Up Club, which we're partners with, Energë Wellness, and a lot of these run clubs within the city, I have found to be true, genuine, and authentic people. I've found that they've kind of come into the scene really just wanting to be a resource for people. And the true communities, right? I really do believe that we're all light, we're all energy. And when we step into a space, you know, there's a little bit of that vulnerability. And I've found that when you sort of wear your heart on your sleeve and you say, hey, look, I'm not the best runner, I'm not the fastest person, a lot of these people will take you in. So don't go into something thinking, oh, I need to be the fastest person in here and I gotta, you know, show off. Like, be honest about where you are in the journey. The right people will come to you and the stars will align.
I love that. I feel like talking to JP, he's like our therapist.
He's
so relaxing.
The way that you talk, JP, is exactly what you are trying to influence us with. It's so clear, with so much energy, yet so calming.
And mindfulness. That's the big
Mindfulness,
thing.
yeah.
Like, I want to be part of JP's community.
You are.
Talk about that.
Actually,
yes.
that's how we met. We
Yes.
met through, I did the run club shoot, and they were there. They were so helpful. I told them, I don't run. I have knee problems. And they were just so supportive throughout. And like, we kept in touch ever since.
Well,
Super
tell us,
sweet.
you know, if there are people out there who are wanting to really be mindful, be more centered, actually, this 2026, what would they be coming to you for?
So Energë Wellness is going to be opening up later this year, and we're an end-to-end social wellness club. So the real focus of what we do is in the space of recovery. That is the real important part of understanding training modalities. So often we're so quick to be like, I gotta run, I gotta do this, I gotta do that.
Right.
But what we're about is, okay, before you take on these crazy practices, you've got to focus on your recovery. So hit us up on IG. We're on Energë Wellness. We do weekly runs. We bring the community. It's an open invitation. Anything that you need, from guidance, inspiration, we're really there for the community, not just in the Philippines, throughout the region and beyond.
I love it. We'll
Where are the
definitely be
runs out?
there.
So the main runs that we do are Tuesday mornings at Rockwell, sort of around the power plant area. We also do the car-free Sundays at Ayala Triangle.
Yeah.
So they close, they close
Chal
the
and I
whole-
will be there one of these days, right?
Yes.
Go for a run.
And open to any pace, right? They call it the
The
sexy pace.
That
The
was
sexy
me.
pace.
I
What
was
is
in
the
the sexy
sexy
pace.
pace?
You just do it at your own pace. If you're tired, you can walk.
Oh,
like actually, I was
sexy
just chatting
pace.
the
I
whole
like that.
time,
Oh.
and I had no idea I could do a 5K like that. Like I was like, oh my god, I can barely do a 1K. And next thing I know, I was like, oh, you did 3K already. Like,
Yeah.
oh wow,
Well,
the sexy pace.
I'm also seeing sexy boots right there. Tell us about that, JP.
Okay.
What's that all about?
So as I said, recovery is the
Oh, Chal, this is
cornerstone
gonna be
and
you. You should try
focus
it.
of any fitness modality that you get into. You can't just keep going and going and going. Just like anything in life, you have to create moments to stop down and recover. So
Okay.
these are compression boots, and you can basically put them on, and they're really great
Go try
for
them, Chal.
lymphatic drainage, for circulation.
That's what I need. Lymphatic
Yeah,
drainage.
what they do is they basically create this. They're pressurized boots. You put them on,
Okay.
and they create pressure. There's sort of pulsating pressure
Let's
on your
try
legs.
this.
So try
Yes.
it, Chal. And while you're doing that, we're gonna talk about. You also brought like stage in Palo Santo
Yes,
here. That what we can do like as well in the morning.
yes. So
Did I even get to?
So while
yeah,
Charles
so
doing
you
this,
sit down there and make.
Just one.
Yes.
There we go.
So you can
My
do
sexy
that.
boots.
All right, and then you turn you turn it on. You
Oh,
hold the
there's a machine.
Yes. You put the press the power button
Let's see.
on. Yeah, right there. You hold it, and then
Do you
when
feel it?
turns on, hold it down.
This one?
Yeah, there it goes. And then it should. And then when you press the play button right underneath,
Play?
it should.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, there it
yeah,
is.
yeah, yeah. Oh, you guys have to try this.
Yes.
To find out what I'm talking about.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
How does it feel?
There's some sort of compression. Exactly what
Yeah.
it's called. So you feel a hug.
Yes.
You feel a hug.
How long do you do this for?
Anywhere from 15 to 20
And you
minutes.
do this so that what?
When you run a lot, when you're walking a lot, jogging, it helps with lymphatic drainage. It helps with circulating the blood, and just gets your recovery better. Because all of it is just
gonna
you
zip
want to
now.
get the blood flowing. The blood
I wanna
flowing.
I'm
try
doing this
this
live on
after the
TV,
show.
guys.
Yes,
Okay, thank you for letting me try that.
of course.
Interesting.
Of course.
And then now let's try to do this because I'm very curious. JP even said he brought sweet grass instead of sage. So
Yes.
this is a good alternative.
Yes. So another alternative, right? Similar properties. Sweet grass here is, every time you wake up, it can sometimes be daunting. Like I got to do this, I got to do that. My to-do list is crazy.
Right.
But as I mentioned, it's important to create these spaces where you can stop down, reflect. That's really how it is. Reflect on what am I taking on today and what am I not taking on today. Those personal boundaries that you create. I find that these practices of lighting sage or Palo Santo helps to reset the aura in the room, reset the energy in the room.
We need
do
a reset.
You
This
know.
is going to be actually our first
For 2026.
for 2026 to
Yes.
cleanse the studio.
Yes.
Thank you, JP. Okay, let's do it.
Okay, so
Is this locally found, sweetgrass?
yes, it's locally sourced. You can get them, but then they also have them suppliers from different parts of the world.
Okay,
You can get
okay.
them from South America.
It's
throughout
just
the
it's my first time
Philippines.
to hear sweet
Yeah, me
grass.
too.
It's
Normally
usually
it's sage.
exactly.
That's why I was like, oh,
Yes.
how interesting.
So you light it like this, like that.
oh, it smells good.
Yeah, and it's very fragrant. And as it's lighting,
Oh, there's a
you
sweet
can
scent.
set an intention, and you can. To many blessings to everyone that comes into the studio, to everyone in 2026 as we set new goals for ourselves.
Oh,
So,
it smells so good.
yeah.
There's a slight sweet scent also that comes with it. And you keep this lit. Oh no, you don't have to keep it
No.
lit because it actually just smokes up already.
It
on
smokes,
its own.
and then at some point
Dies on
it
its own.
So
it
do you
extinguishes.
light it up per intention?
No, it's usually a practice, right?
100 intention.
Yeah, 100 intentions. It's going to be burnt by the end of the morning.
It can be whatever you want it to be. For me,
Okay.
it's my morning or even weekly intention. I will wake up on a Monday morning, light it, and reflect on the days prior and think of the days forward and express my gratitude and excitement for the days to come. And that might be in my intention, and then it extinguishes and and it's done.
And you can use it to kind of get rid of bad juju as well, right? Like the negative energy.
Yeah, you know, if you like to entertain a lot, right? And you have a lot of people in your home, right? Especially during the holidays.
Right.
Yes.
There's this kind of tendency where, I mean, for me at least, it sometimes can feel heavy. Like, I have to clean, I have to do this, there's all of this. So it's nice to smudge or sage or sweetgrass right after, just so that you can literally clear the air. So you can do that with both sweetgrass and Palo Santo, and I brought some Palo Santo for you.
Yeah, I was like, can you light that up? Because I love Palo Santo. Palo Santo smells so good.
Yes, so it's Palo Santo literally means holy wood, and it's sourced from different parts of the world, but these ones are from South America, Ecuador, I believe, and it's also known for the really fragrant resin from the wood. So
this is more of a cleansing?
Yes, a cleansing, intention setting, energy, room clearing.
No, I wish you guys can smell the studio. It smells so good.
Yeah.
This is actually a beautiful way, not just to start the year, but to your day. Exactly like how you do it, JP.
Yeah.
It's so relaxing. Like when he's lighting it up and you smell it, I just want to just sleep and like meditate and think about just what I want to do for the rest of the day.
At the end of the day, it's not that we believe that these elements actually bring something, but more of it sets you into a space of
calmness, mindfulness.
To be able to center ourselves during, especially the start of the day. I like that. Magical morning.
I know, I can't wait. You know, JP, you've helped us a lot to just remind us, especially for this 2026, to just slow down, be mindful, think about community. I love that. And guys, for our viewers watching, we have such an exciting segment that we're doing with JP and Justin coming up. You guys have to watch it, and it's going to be fun with all the other anchors. We're not going to say what, but you guys have to stay tuned.
I like how we're
on the Daily
literally
Dish.
smoking here.
Yes, it smells
all right,
so
JP,
good.
if you're going to leave one thing to our viewers, what would it be to be able to center themselves and really start this year, this 2026, at a more, how do we say this? With lots of self-love and care.
I would say give yourself some grace. When taking on a new practice, whether it's running or high rocks or a marathon or cycling, whatever it is, think about it. What would your future self say to you today? They should be thanking you for the grace that you gave it, how you took care of your body, how you loved your body, how you loved yourself. Don't optimize for the insecurities of your past, but think about how and what your future self would say to you today. So, you know.
That hits. That hits.
Like everything you say, I am like, yes, Obi-Wan. Everything JP says, I'm so calm. But guys, that was Energë Wellness co-founder JP Mallo, and we'll pause for a quick break because we are so relaxed here. We need to be more mindful and more centered. Thank you again, JP, for coming on the show and calming us down.
And for cleansing our studio.
We'll be back after a quick break. Stay tuned.
Welcome back on The Daily Dish. Tomorrow we'll kick off the year in style with celebrity hairstylist Jing Moniz. Plus, we'll be talking to Kessler Go, an expert in Chinese metaphysics, for tips on aligning your energy this 2026, the year of the horse. That's at noon, only here on the Bilyonaryo News Channel. And the studio smells so good today.
It feels so refreshing,
We have
right?
JP here every day. I love it.
I learned so much as well. Yeah,
JP says
We need
here
your
every day.
energy every day.
I learned so much about intention setting, meditation, and really calming or centering yourself, like you said.
No, literally, Mai was right here beside us, listening and calming herself. Because you do the news every day, Mai.
I know, it's very stressful.
Yeah, so this is a good reminder to us. So thank you, JP, for coming. But that's it for us.
Yes, that's it for us this Thursday, January 8th. Join us again tomorrow for more real talk.
A lot of spilled tea.
With zero filter, I'm Monique Tuzon. Anytime is a good time because it's always more fun with us.
I'm Chal Lontoc, always on top with the news and stories that matter most.
Thanks for making us your lunchtime companion. I'm Mai Rodriguez, and that's The Daily Dish. Served!